Okay, so good day. So this is your module 4 on your ESAS comprehensive examinations, which is your thermodynamics. Take note po, thermodynamics is interconnected with your chemistry, no? Okay, so pero dito, we are going to study more on heat, okay, from the word thermo itself meaning heat, no? Okay, so it is the study of the relations between heat, work, temperature, and energy. Okay, so pag-uusapan rin natin dito yung different thermodynamic properties. Okay, so as we go along, we will focus on these thermodynamic properties and tingnan natin yung behavior ng thermodynamic properties na yun. So we have the mass, pressure, temperature, volume, and specific volume. We have your internal energy, U and specific internal energy. You have also your enthalpy and your entropy. Okay, so ito yung mga mapapag-aralan natin lahat dito, no, sa thermodynamics natin. So let's have um, the first thermodynamic property, which is the temperature. Okay, so for the temperature, this is referring to the hotness or coldness of the body. Okay, so kung gaano ka-init or kalamig ang isang bagay. Okay, so this is measured by a thermometer. Okay, so eto, nakikita nyo naman dito na yung animated picture natin ng thermometer. Maybe it can be clinical or environmental thermometer. Okay, so take note po sa thermodynamics, hindi po basta-basta temperature yung pag-aaralan natin dito. So this is um will be focusing on absolute temperature. So this is also called as your thermodynamic temperature kasi during your early days siguro ang alam niyo lang temperature is Celsius lang kasi yun yung kadalasan ginagamit. Well, that's for clinical, no? Okay, pero kapag thermodynamics ang pinag-uusapan natin dito is more on absolute temperature. So ano yung mga absolute temperature na yon? Or bakit nga ba ginagamit ang absolute temperature? So one in which, okay, the zero temperature is equal to the absolute zero. Okay, so ito ginagamit dahil yung zero niya is absolute zero na. Okay, so this is the coldest possible temperature at which there is no internal energy and the particles are stationary. When we say internal energy kasi, this is energy due to the vibrations of molecules. Okay, so kasi dito, in a body or in a system, yung molecules natin doon sa body natin is nagba-vibrate yan. Okay? So, hindi natin nakikita kasi that is microscopic. Okay? So, pero, miski stationary siya, nagba-vibrate yan. Okay? So, once na mag-absolute zero yan, magiging stationary or hindi na yan gagalaw talaga. Okay? So, that's your um, absolute temperature. Okay? Absolute zero meaning the particles are stationary. Okay, take note lang po for the absolute temperature. So, dalawa po ang inaano natin dito, kino-consider. We have your Kelvin and Rankine. Okay, so for the Kelvin, so that's the SI unit for absolute temperature. So ito ginagamit sa SI, okay, for Kelvin. For Rankine naman po, English po. Okay, pang-English siya for absolute temperature. Okay, so please take note of the units natin, no? So when we are encountering different temperatures. Okay? Ayan. Take note lang yung mga conversions natin for your temperatures. So we have your Celsius and Celsius to Kelvin. So degree Kelvin is equal to degree Celsius plus 273. Okay? So once na meron ka ng available na Celsius, i-plus mo na lang ng 273 para maging Kelvin. But for Fahrenheit naman to Rankine, so ito naman yung gagawin natin, no? Okay, for Fahrenheit to Rankine. So, degree Rankine is equal to degree Fahrenheit plus 460. So, kung ang available is Fahrenheit, pwede nyo siyang gawing Rankine. Okay? So, dito naman, how to convert degree Celsius to Fahrenheit or the vice versa. Okay? So, take note po dito sa ating calculator, pwede yan kasi medyo mahaba-haba yung formula natin. Okay? When it comes to conversion. So, dito na lang sa calculator natin gawin yan. So, that is conversion 38 for degree Celsius to Fahrenheit. So, as you can see, so that is shift number 8. So, yung convert dito, shift 8 na. Shift 8. Okay? Then, i-type natin kung pang ilan yung conversion natin. So, this is port number 38. And as you can see dito, degree Celsius going to the arrow Fahrenheit. So, i-convert niya yung degree Celsius going to Fahrenheit for conversion 38. And for conversion 37 naman po, that's degree Fahrenheit to Celsius. So, yung vice versa niya. Shift 8, then conversion 37. Ayan. So, ilalagay nyo dito sa degree Fahrenheit yung i-convert nyo going to Celsius. Okay? Ayan. So, paki-take note ito na yung conversions natin. So, we have for the properties naman of materials in terms of temperature, we have the boiling point and the freezing point. So, naririnig na natin tong boiling point at freezing point. Pero ano nga ba talaga itong mga to? So, when we say boiling point, so this is the temperature at which a liquid boils, okay, and turns to vapor. So, this is the point wherein yung liquid particles natin starts to vaporize. Starts to vaporize, or from the word vaporize meaning turns to gas. Okay? Okay? Starts to turn into gas. Okay? Vaporize or it will turn into gas. Gaseous state. For freezing point naman, that's the temperature at which a liquid changes to solid. So from liquid, magiging solid na siya. Okay? So that's for your solidification naman. Okay? So take note po for water, paki-take note ito. So boiling point is 100 degrees Celsius, or in Fahrenheit that is 212 degree Fahrenheit. And for the freezing point that is 0 degrees Celsius or 32 degree Fahrenheit. Okay, so paki-take note yung mga yan. Kasi dito sa thermodynamics, more on constants, more on formula ang kailangan nyo i-memorize. Ito yung sa, isa sa mga crucial, no, when it comes to reviewing ESAs. Okay? And ito rin, isa rin to sa medyo marami sa board exam kasi. Okay? So when it comes to computation. Okay? So sige, I think pwede na tayo mag-start dito. Number 1. Okay. The SI unit for temperature is blank. So take note po na pag-aralan na natin kanina to. So this is, okay, Kelvin. Letter B. Okay? So number 2. So what is the temperature at which water freezes using the Kelvin scale? So sabi natin kanina, freezes, okay? Freezes meaning freezing point, okay? Pero ang gusto natin dito, naka-Kelvin scale. So, ano nga ba yung freezing point natin in degrees? Okay, so yung freezing point natin of water is 0 degrees Celsius, okay? Or 32 degree Fahrenheit. So since Kelvin scale, mas madali natin i-convert yan using your Celsius, Celsius unit, okay? So therefore, degree Kelvin is equal to degree Celsius plus 200. So this is now equal to 0 plus 273. So therefore, yung degree Kelvin natin is 273. So this is the freezing point of water in Kelvin. So therefore, this is letter B. Okay? So next tayo, number 3. So a certain body has a temperature of 45 degree Fahrenheit. So what is the temperature in degree Celsius? So meron daw tayong 45 degree Fahrenheit. I-convert daw natin yan into degree Celsius. So anong gagamitin natin dito? So from our notes a while ago, degree Fahrenheit to Celsius is conversion 37. Okay, so we will use your conversion 37. Okay, so this is shift 8 now in your calculator. So shift conversion number 8, then 37. Ayan. So, i-edit lang natin, no? So, this is 45 degrees Celsius to degree Celsius. So, i-press lang natin yung equal. So, this is now 7.222. Okay, so therefore, this is now 7.222 degrees Celsius. So, therefore, this is letter A. Okay, next tayo. Number 4. Sa substance has a body temperature of 600 degree Rankine. So what is the temperature in degree Celsius? So meron daw tayong 600 degree Rankine. Iko-convert daw natin siya sa degree Celsius. But unfortunately, wala pa tayong direct conversion from Rankine to degree Celsius. Ang meron lang tayong direktang conversion is degree Fahrenheit. So we will convert this first to degree Fahrenheit. Okay? So paano po yan? So degree Rankine is equal to degree Fahrenheit plus 460. Okay? And therefore, your degree Fahrenheit is degree Rankine minus 460. So, i-minus lang natin siya na 460. Magiging Fahrenheit na yan. So, ilan to? So, 600 minus 460. So, therefore, this is 140 degree Fahrenheit. Then, we will convert this 140 degree Fahrenheit into degree Celsius. So, anong conversion ulit yung gagamitin? So, we will use your conversion 37. Okay, so that is now shift 8, 37. Okay, so ilagay lang natin dito yung degree Fahrenheit niya. So 140 going to degree Celsius. So this is now equal to 60 degree Celsius. So therefore, this is letter D. Next tayo, number 5. So the SI system of power is, okay, so bago yan. So let us move first to your next topic dito. Okay, so which is your power? Okay, so nandun na sa problem natin kanina. But what is power? Okay, so the rate of doing work. Okay, and this is also the work done in unit time. Okay, so meron tayo ditong keyword na work. Ano nga ba yung work na yon? Kung rate of doing work yung power, but what is that work? Okay, so work is an energy needed to apply force to move an object at a particular distance. So napag-aralan na natin to during your engineering mechanics that your work is equal to force times distance. Okay, so this is in the form of an energy. Okay, energy siya. So therefore, if work is an energy, so we can say that power is energy per unit time. So ito yon. Okay? Energy per unit time. And yung ating ano dito, unit natin is naka-joule per second, or this is commonly known as your watts. Okay? watts. And that is your SI unit of power. Okay, so please take note of the conversions here. 1 horsepower is equal to 746 watts. 1 horsepower also is 550 pound force feet per second. 1 horsepower is also 33,000 pound force feet per minute, and 1 ton of refrigeration or refrigeration ton, RT. Okay, so this equal to 12,000 BTU per hour. Okay, so paki-take note na lang to no sa inyong notes. Hindi ko na isama to dun sa notes ninyo. Pakisama na lang to. Okay? So, yan yung power. Okay? So, meron na tayo ditong keyword na work. And that work is an energy. Okay? So, ano naman ng energy? Okay? So, ano pa natin siya? I-expound. Okay? So, but what is energy? So, energy is the ability to do work, okay, to make things happen and to cause changes. Okay? Dahil po sa energy, meron tayong changes na nangyayari. Okay? So, due to that changes, it uses energy. Okay? Kaya nga, yung energy natin, sila yung um, nagkakakos to make it happen. Okay? So, energy cannot be made or destroyed, but however, it can be changed into different forms. Like for example, sa ating battery, okay? So that is in the form of a chemical energy going to electrical energy kasi kapag ginagamit natin yung battery, nagkakaroon ng process doon sa battery, so that is in the form of energy, and it will be transferred into electrical energy. Okay? So, yan yung common example when it comes to electrical, no? Okay, so basic example. Okay? And for your energy, so yung SI unit natin is your joule. Okay? Ang derived unit ng joule is Newton meter. So take note po when we say joule, Newton meter rin yan. So 1 joule is equal to 1 Newton meter. Okay? So the other units for energy are calorie, pound force feet. So pound force feet. We have also the BTU or the British thermal unit. Okay, so ito yung mga conversions natin for energy, no? Okay, paki-take note ito kasi gagamitin nyo to sa power plant engineering ninyo in the near future. And also with your thermodynamics. Take note po, ang thermodynamics is a tool, okay, for power plant engineering kasi. Okay? So kapag hindi nyo alam yung mga units nyo sa thermo, hindi kayo makakasolve ng power plant na mga problems. Okay? Kasi interconnected lang sila. Kasi ang ginagamit natin sa power plant, energy. Okay? Ayan. So, paki-take note itong mga to. Okay? So, punta na tayo sa susunod pa. Kung may susunod. Okay, mamaya na. Okay, susunod na yung next question natin kanina. So that is SI system for power or SI unit for power. So that is watts. Letter D. Okay, next. 1 calorie is equivalent to how many? Okay? So from our problem here, conversion no. So 1 calorie. Equivalent yan saan? So from our conversion, so that is equal to 4.186 joules or yung pinakamalapit dito is 4.187. So that's letter A. So paki-memorize ito kasi ito yung mga basic conversions natin, no? Okay? So punta na tayo sa number 7. So the weight of 50 kilogram man in the moon is blank. Take moon's local gravity acceleration as 1.62 meters per second squared. Okay, so take note po. Ano daw yung weight ng man? Given yung mass natin that is equal to 50 kilograms and yung ating gravity ng moon that is equal to 1.62 meters per second squared. So sabi nga natin, so kapag nasa Earth, 9.81. Pero kapag nasa ibang celestial body, mag-iiba yung gravitational acceleration. Okay? So kasi yung gravitational pull natin dito is nagbabago. Okay? So therefore, yung weight natin is equal to mass times gravity. And that is equal to 50 kilograms multiplied by the gravitational acceleration on the moon is 1.62 meters per second squared. And our unit here is kilogram meters per second squared. This is also known as Newton. So how many newtons is this now? So 50 times 1.62. This is equal to 81 newtons. And that's letter C. Okay? So punta na tayo sa susunod na next ano next concept. We have the pressure. Okay, so ano naman tong pressure na to? So take note po, ang pressure is pag-aaralan nyo sa thermodynamics and sa fluid mechanics nyo rin. So interconnected rin tong dalawang to. Okay, pressure and thermodynamics and fluid mechanics. So take note po, ang pressure is naka-focus lang po yan sa mga fluid substance natin like gas and liquids. Okay? So ano po yan? So this is the effect of a force acting upon the surface, or this is the force per unit area. Okay? In equation, so pressure is equal to force over area. Okay, so ano yung ating unit kapag force over area yan? Okay, so that is Newton per meter squared. Or this is known as to be your Pascal. Okay, Pascal, and that's SI unit for pressure. Okay, so take note po dito, marami iba't ibang klase ng pressure. Okay, so depende kung um, ano yung pag-uusapan natin dito. Okay, so first is atmospheric pressure. So ano nga ba tong atmospheric pressure na to? So this is the force exerted by the air molecules in Earth's atmosphere against a surface. So from the word Earth's atmosphere or atmospheric, so this is the pressure due to the surroundings. Okay? So yan, pressure. Now, take note lang po dito sa atmospheric pressure natin. So, this is read by a barometer. Okay? Kapag barometric pressure na siya, that is considered to be atmospheric pressure. Okay? So, lahat ng nire-read ng barometer, atmospheric pressure yan. And take note po, the atmospheric pressure is the reading at sea level. Okay? So, usually, no. So, this is at sea level. And this is for the conditions of STP or the standard temperature and pressure. Okay? So, take note lang po, that's the default. Okay? That's conditions at sea level. So, unless kapag meron pa siyang sinabing atmospheric pressure na iba, yun yung gagamitin. Pero kapag walang sinabi doon sa problem, so i-consider nyo siya na STP or sea level. Okay? So, at sea level, STP, the pressure here is 1 atmosphere, okay? 1 atm. And your 1 atmosphere is equal to these values, no? Okay, so paki-memorize to kasi maraming application to mamaya and sa mga susunod na problem sets ninyo, okay? So your 1 atmosphere is equal to 101 0.325 kilopascal or 760 mmHg or millimeters of mercury, 760 torr, 14.7 psi or pounds per square inch. This is also 1.01325 bars and 29.92 inches of mercury. Okay? So, this is can be used as a conversion. Okay, pang-convert kasi ito from one unit to another. Kaya minememorize natin to. And take note, wala yan sa calculator. Okay, kaya kailangan talagang i-memorize, no? Okay? So, yan yung atmospheric pressure. So, this is the surroundings pressure. So, punta naman tayo sa susunod na pressure. So, this is the gauge pressure. Okay, so when we say gauge pressure, so pressure of the object above atmospheric pressure. Okay? So kung mas mataas siya sa atmospheric pressure, that's gauge pressure na. And this pressure is read by manometers. Usually, ang manometers natin is a U manometer. Okay? And sometimes, yung gauge pressure natin is sometimes called to be as point pressures. So, point pressures. Kasi take note po dito sa gauge pressure natin, may effect yung elevation or yung height ng column of fluid natin when it comes in its reading. Okay? So as you can see here in the humanometer, so madedetermine natin yung gauge pressure natin sa pamamagitan ng pagsukat ng height natin dito. Okay, as you can see, umangat pa yung fluid natin from this stability mode. Okay, diyan. So yung pag-angat na yan, that's your gauge pressure na po. Okay, so take note lang po sa fluid mechanics nyo, ang P gauge natin is equal to your specific weight times the height. Okay? So, mapapag-aralan nyo to sa fluid mechanics nyo. But I'll give you some introductory part. So, yung H natin dito is the height of the column or height ng fluid column. Okay? Ayan. So, there are two kinds of gauge pressure. So, first is commonly as gauge pressure. Okay, kapag gauge pressure, so understood that it is a positive one. Positive yung gauge pressure natin. Pero kapag sinabi mong vacuum pressure, negative yung gauge pressure na yon. So lahat yun inenegate mo or inenegative mo. Okay? So when it comes to computation. Okay? So, punta na tayo sa third kind of pressure. So, we have your absolute pressure. Okay, from the word absolute itself, so ito yung ginagamit natin sa computation sa mga susunod pa nating um, mga concepts na pag-aaralan dito sa thermodynamics. Okay, so take note po when we say absolute pressure, this is your actual pressure done by an atmospheric and gauge pressure. So, ibig sabihin, meron pong effect dito yung atmospheric plus yung gauge pressure. So, kapag pinagsama mo yung effect ng dalawang yan, that's your absolute pressure. Or in equation, this is P absolute is equal to gauge plus atmospheric pressure. Okay, paki-take note ito. Okay? So, kasi ito yung gagamitin natin sa mga susunod pa. Pati rin sa fluid mechanics ninyo, may introductory na ganito. Okay? So, at least na talakay na natin. Okay? So, punta na tayo sa next natin na item. So, the SI system of pressure or SI unit for pressure is what we call Pascal or Newton per meter squared. So, this is Newton per meter squared rin. Next, Number 9, the pressure of the tire is 30 psi measured by a manometer. Meaning, eto, this is gauge. Kasi manometer yung nag-read sa kanya. Okay? So now we are going to find the pressure in kPa abs, or this is your absolute pressure. Kapag may nakita na kayong abs dito, that is absolute pressure na. Or meron kayo nakita sa PSI na PSIA, this is your absolute pressure in PSI. Okay? Pag may mga nakita na kayong ganyan. Okay? KPA abs or PSIA. Absolute pressure yan. So we are going to find the absolute pressure. And this is in kPa. Okay? So, paano natin yung gagawin? So, using the formula, absolute pressure is equal to P gauge plus P atmospheric pressure. So, since walang sinabi na atmospheric pressure, so ang gagamitin natin is default, and that's your conditions at STP. Okay? So, sige, ano yun natin siya? So, this is now 30 PSI. Then, i-plus natin yung default natin dito na STP. So, that is 14.7 PSI. And therefore, yung absolute pressure natin in PSI is 44.7 PSIA. Pero, take note po, dito, hindi pa natin alam yung, ano nito, yung value nito sa kPa. Okay, so we need to convert. So therefore, so multiplied by, so ano na ulit yung conversions natin dito? So balik tayo dito. Ito yung gamit ng pinapamemorize ko sa inyo. So we can relate your values here by 1 atmosphere. Ito lahat, yung value niya 1 atmosphere. So therefore, in 14.7 PSI, equal rin niya sa 101.325 kPa. Okay? So dito. So in 14 PSI, that is 101.325 kPa. So therefore, what's your pressure? So para mag-cancel to, no? Ayan. So this is now 308.111. So 308.111 kPa. And this is letter B. Okay? So next tayo, number 10. If the gauge pressure of a medium is 45 kPa in vacuum, take note po. So kapag sinabi natin vacuum, so yung P gauge natin dito is negative na. Okay, negative pressure. So negative 45 kPa. The atmospheric pressure binigay rin. So that is 101.3 kPa. So ano daw yung magiging absolute pressure? So take note po, P absolute is equal to P gauge plus P atmospheric, no? So therefore, this is now negative 45 kPa plus 101.3 kPa. So therefore, anong sagot? So negative 45 plus 101.3. So therefore, the answer is 56.3 kPa. So this is below your atmospheric pressure. So magkakaroon tayo ng vacuum pressure kapag mas mababa sa atmospheric pressure yung ating absolute pressure. Okay, so this is now letter B. So punta na tayo sa susunod, number 11. So a barometer reads 737 mmHg. So what is the absolute pressure if the manometer reads 10 psi in kPa? Okay, so take note po, binigyan tayo ng barometric reading, and kapag sinabi mong barometer, so kakasabi ko lang kanina, this is in atmospheric pressure. So this is your reading in atmospheric pressure. So 737 mmHg. So, ano daw yung absolute pressure natin? So, P-abs, if given yung manometer reading natin, so that's your gauge pressure, no? So, that is equal to 10 psi. Okay? So, paano natin yan isosolve? Take note po, kalat-kalat yung units natin. mmHg, PSI, gagawin kPa. Okay? So, therefore, i-convert natin isa-isa or diretsuhin na natin dito. So, therefore, this is P absolute is equal to P atmospheric plus P gauge. Pinaliktad ko yung formula. Pares rin lang naman yan. So, this is now 737 mmHg. Convert natin sa kPa. So, take note po, in 101.325, that is equal to 760 mmHg. So, kPa na yan. Tapos, i-plus pa natin yan sa 10 PSI. Tapos, i-convert pa natin yung PSI na yan into kPa. Okay, so this is now multiplied by in 101.325 kPa, that is 14.7 PSI. Okay, so para mag-cancel tong mga units na to, matira kPa. So, ano po ang ating sagot? So, therefore, this is now equal to 167.19. So, 167.187 na lang kPa. So, 3 decimal yung kinuha ng problem natin. So, this is letter A. So, next tayo, number 11. Ay, tapos na pala number 11. Number 12 na. So, a vacuum pressure was 710 mmHg. So, take note po, vacuum ulit. So, kapag vacuum, this is negative, no? So, this is gauge pressure, P gauge. So, given your barometer, that is atmospheric pressure, no? So, 780 mmHg. State the absolute pressure in PSI. So, at least, okay lang to. mmHg yung ating P gauge, mmHg rin yung ating atmospheric pressure. So, ang gawin na lang natin, pag combining natin yung dalawa, then i-convert natin sa PSI. So, therefore, absolute is equal to P gauge plus P atmospheric. So, therefore, this is now negative 710 plus 780. So this is in mmHg. So negative 710 plus 780. So therefore, this is now 70 mmHg. Then i-convert natin to sa PSI. So take note po, in 10 in 760 mmHg. So this is now um 14.7 PSI. Okay, so multiply lang natin to ng 14.7 divided by 760. And this is now equal to 1.35 psi. Okay, so let's continue into our next concept. So we have your gas laws naman. Okay, so take note po dito sa gas laws natin. So when we are dealing with gases, no? So, ito yung mga ginagamit natin sa computation. Okay? So, take note po dito, when it comes to gas laws, so your temperatures must be in absolute temperature. Okay? So, when we are using your gas laws, ito yung kailangan nating tandaan. So, dapat naka-absolute temperature yung mga temperature. Then, pangalawa, so, i-assume natin yung pressures ay naka-absolute. So, assume all pressures are in absolute unless in-specified. Okay? Kasi lahat ng mga um, ano natin dito, gas laws natin is dapat naka-absolute temperature and absolute pressure. Okay? So, ano na lang natin to, no? So, kapag walang sinabing absolute na pressure siya, so, or gauge pressure, i-assume na lang natin na absolute pressure siya. Pero kapag merong sinabing naka-gauge siya, so i-convert muna natin siya sa absolute pressure. Okay? So, yan po yung kailangan nating tandaan dito. Okay? So, sige. Let's have number one. Okay, yung unang law natin, that's your Boyle's law or your constant temperature. Okay, so for your gas processes, this is also isothermal process. From the word temperature, no? Thermal, meaning temperature. Isothermal, equal temperature. Okay, constant temperature. So therefore, P1 V1 is equal to P2 V2. Okay, so take note po dito, when we are dealing here with two situations, no? The initial and the final. Okay, so for your subscript 1, okay, that's initial. And yung subscript number 2, that's final. Okay, so where your P1 is your initial pressure, V1 is your initial volume, P2 is the final pressure, and V2 is the or tama, final pressure and V2 is the final volume. Okay? Ayan. So, that's the Boyle's law. So, punta na tayo sa Charles' law. Dito naman, constant pressure. Okay? So, pressure. So, this is isobaric process. So, this is used in isobaric processes. Okay? So, constant pressure. So, that is now V1 over T1 is equal to V2 over T2. Okay, so as I've said a while ago, na yung subscript 1 natin is initial, subscript 2 final. So, where your V1 is your initial volume, T1 is initial temperature, T2 is final temperature, and V2 is your final volume. Okay? So, paki-take note ulit ito na formula. So, we have also your Gay-Lussac's law. So, constant volume. So, this is also known to be your isometric process. So, isometric or this is also known as your isochoric process. Okay, constant volume. So, take note po, for constant volume, ito yung formula natin. P1 over T1 is equal to P2 over T2. Okay, so where your P1 again, so subscript yung 1, so that is initial pressure, P1 is initial temperature, P2 is final temperature, and P2 is your final pressure. Okay? So this is for constant temperature, constant pressure, and constant volume. So, kapag walang constant dyan sa tatlong yan, so this is what we know to be your combined gas law. Okay, so nandito na lahat. Okay, nagbabago na yung pressure, volume, at temperature. Okay, so that is now P1 V1 over T1 is equal to P2 V2 over T2. Okay, wherein yung P1 natin is initial pressure, P1 is initial temperature, T2 is final temperature, then P2 is final pressure, V1 is initial volume, and V2 is final volume. Okay? So, paki-take note itong mga to. Okay, so sige. Take note po, gas process or gas laws natin. So, this deals with two, ano no, two conditions or two situations. Okay, so sige, ayun natin. Number 13, so we have a 1.00 liter sample of gas. So take note po, volume is 1 liter. And yung pressure daw natin dito is 760 torr, is compressed. Okay, kinompress daw natin yan. So, meaning meron tayong second condition. So, i-compress daw natin yan to the final volume V2. This is equal to 0.8 liters. And this is at constant temperature. So, meaning this is isothermal. Okay? So, calculate the final pressure of the gas. So, yung P2 ang tinatanong dito. Okay? So, since constant temperature, anong gagamitin nating law? So this is your Boyle's law. So that is now P1V1 is equal to P2V2. Okay, so therefore this is now pressure is 760 torr multiplied by 1 liter is equal to P2 multiplied by 0.8 liter. So kakancel yung liter dito, no? So matitira torr. So what's your P2 in torr? So, 760 divided by 0.8. So, 950 torr. Pero hindi yan yung gusto nating sagot. Gusto natin PSI. So, we need to convert. So, take note po in 14.7 PSI. So, that is 760 torr. So, therefore, the answer is what? So, times natin ng 14.7 divided by 760. And this is equal to 18.375 PSI. Letter A. Okay? So, next tayo, number 14. So, a sample of gas at 1.2 atmospheres. So, take note po, yung ating pressure dito is 1.2 atmospheres and yung temperature. So, first, ano yan, no? First condition. So, P1, T1 is 27 degrees Celsius and this is heated. Okay? This is heated at constant pressure. So meaning this is isobaric. Okay? So ginawa daw natin siyang 57 degrees Celsius. So this is your second condition na. So its final volume is 4.75 liters. So yung V2 daw natin is 4.75 liters. So the question is this, what was its original volume? Okay? Ano daw yung original volume or yung V1? So since this is constant pressure, yung P1 natin dito is equal to P2. Okay, equal yung pressures natin. Pero ang nagbabago is yung um, T1 at saka yung V1. Nagbabago yan. Pressure, ay hindi. Temperature and volume. Okay, so using your isobaric process or this is your Charles law, constant pressure kasi, Okay. So gamitin natin yung Charles law dito. So that is now V1 over T1 is equal to V2 over T2. But take note po, okay, dito, yung temperature natin is what? Temperature is absolute temperature. Okay, so we will convert your 27 degrees Celsius and 57 degrees Celsius into Kelvin. Okay, so therefore this is now equal to what? So V1, original volume, over T1 which is 27 degrees Celsius, but ang gusto natin dito, degree Kelvin, so mag-plus tayo ng 273 is equal to V2 that is 4.75 liters all over 57 degrees Celsius pero convert pa natin siya sa Kelvin. So plus tayo ng 273. So therefore V1 now is equal to what? So 4.75 multiplied by 27 plus 273 all over 57 plus 273. So therefore this is now 318 or that is 4.32 liters. And that's letter C. Okay? So next tayo, number 15. So a steel tank contains carbon dioxide. So this is at 27 degrees Celsius. So therefore yung ating temperature is 27 degrees Celsius and yung pressure natin dito or initial pressure is 11 atmosphere. Now, determine the internal gas pressure. So, ano daw yung magiging internal gas pressure dito? When the tank and its contents are heated to 100 degrees Celsius. So, ano daw yung ano natin dito? P2 given that your T2 is 100 degree Celsius. Okay? So as you can see here, wala namang sinabing nagbago ang volume. So we will assume that your volume is constant. Okay? Kasi walang sinabing pagbabago, di ba? So therefore, kapag constant yung volume natin, so kapag constant volume, so we will use your Gay-Lussac's law. So ano ulit yung Gay-Lussac's law? So that is P1 over T1 is equal to P2 over T2. But take note po, yung mga ano natin dito is absolute, no? Okay, so as you can see here in the problem, wala siyang sinabing gauge pressure. Okay, so i-assume na lang natin rin that your pressures are naka-absolute na yan. Okay, so sige, ano na natin? Solve na natin. So this is now 11 atmosphere. Over convert natin yung 27 degrees Celsius sa degree Kelvin. So 27 plus 273, this is in Kelvin, is equal to final pressure over P2. So that is 100 plus 273 Kelvin. So therefore, makukuha na natin yung P2. So this is now 11 multiplied by 100 plus 273 all over 27 plus 273. So this is now equal to 13.68 APM or atmosphere. Letter D. Okay? So next. So the volume of a quantity of sulfur dioxide at 18 degrees Celsius and 1,500 torr is 4.3 cubic foot. So calculate its volume at STP. So take note po, ang ano natin dito, initial temperature is 18 degrees Celsius. Then yung ating pressure, initial pressure is 1,500 torr. Okay, and yung ating volume daw, initial volume is 4.3 cubic foot. Now, so ano daw yung volume niya, V2 at STP. So ano ba ang STP? So therefore, yung magiging final, ano na natin dito, final condition is standard pressure and temperature. Ano po ba ang temperature kapag STP? This is at 0 degrees Celsius and yung ating pressure is equal to 1 atmosphere or this is equal to 760 torr since torr yung ating initial pressure. Okay? So therefore, since nagbabago yung P at saka yung B or yung pressure, temperature at saka volume, so we will use your combined gas law. So which states that P1 V1 over T1 is equal to P2 V2 over T2. Okay? So this is now P1, so 1,500 torr multiplied by V1, so 4.3 cubic foot all over P1. So take note po, absolute temperature yung nandito. No? So this is now 18 plus 273 Kelvin is equal to, okay, yung ating pressure doon sa second condition, 760 torr. This is your standard pressure, no? So multiplied by yung final volume natin, V2, all over absolute pressure dito sa standard temperature. So this is now 0 plus 273 Kelvin. So therefore, what's your V2 now? Okay, magka-cancel yung torr dito. Kelvin, so matitira cubic foot. So ilang cubic foot kaya yan? So 1,500 times 4.3 times 273 divided by 18 plus 273. So this is now equal to, ay, wait lang. Nakalimutan ko yung 716. So ulitin na lang natin. So 1,500 times 4.3 multiplied by 273. So divided by 18 plus 273 multiplied by 760. So cross multiply ko lang sila, no? So therefore, the answer is 7.96 cubic foot. 7.96 cubic foot. And this is letter D. Okay? So next tayo, number 17. So a quantity of gas occupies 1.2 cubic foot at STP. So take note po dito, ang ating volume, initial volume is 1.2 cubic foot and yung ating temperature and pressure is at standard temperature and pressure or STP. So yung T1 natin is 0 degrees Celsius or this is equal to 32 degree Fahrenheit. And yung ating pressure is equal to 1 atmosphere or this is equal to 14.7 psi. Okay. Now, this condition is allowed to expand, okay, or the gas is allowed to expand um, to 1.5 cubic feet. Okay, so yung V2 daw natin magiging 1.5 cubic foot and this is at P2 is equal to 15 psia or PSI, absolute. So what is now the new temperature? And your temperature must be in degree Rankine. So tama lang na kinonvert natin yung ating 0 degree Celsius into Fahrenheit, 32 degree Fahrenheit. Okay, so para mas madali maging degree Rankine yan. So therefore, using your combined gas law, so bakit combined gas law? Kasi nga nagbabago yung pressure, temperature, at volume. So therefore, that is now P1 V1 over T1 is equal to P2 V2 over T2. So therefore, this is now, so 14.7 PSI multiplied by V1, that is equal to 1.2 cubic foot all over T1. So that is 32 degree Fahrenheit plus 460, and this is in Rankine, is equal to P2, that is equal to 15 PSI multiplied by 1.5 cubic foot all over T2. So this is in degree Rankine. So magka-cancel lang yung PSI and cubic foot. So what's your T2 in Rankine? Okay, so that is now cross-multiply lang natin, or para mas madali, shift solve na lang na. Okay, so this is now 14.7 times 1.2 all over 32 plus 460 is equal to 15 times 1.5 all over x. So shift solve, solve for x. So this is now equal to 627.55 degree Rankine. Okay, or that is 627.6 degree Rankine. And this is letter B. Okay, so tapos na tayo sa mga gas laws natin. Marami tayong examples kanina. So punta naman tayo sa next law natin. So ito, gas law pa rin siya, pero ito yung pinaka-special. Okay, sa lahat. Kasi ito, magagamit nyo to in um, all kinds of gas laws natin or gas processes. Okay? So, we have your ideal gas law. So, in chemistry, ito siya na. Okay, so that is PV is equal to nRT, where your P is your pressure, V is volume, N is the number of moles, R is equal to 0.0821 liter atmosphere per mole Kelvin, and your T is your temperature. Okay? So, this is for chemistry. Pero, when it comes to thermodynamics, medyo mag-iiba yun ng konti, no? Okay? So, instead na PV nRT or PV is equal to nRT, magiging PV is equal to M R bar times T. Okay? So, take note po, as you can see yung pagbabago dito, yung M or yung N ninyo dito napalitan ng M. Then, yung R natin dito napalitan ng R bar. Okay, ano po yung R bar na yan? Okay, so take note po dito, hindi na siya universal gas constant, kundi gas constant na lang. Okay, so take note po, iba't iba ang gas constant ng kada gases natin. Like for example, air, iba yung gas constant niyan. Iba rin yung gas constant ng um, carbon dioxide. Iba rin yan. Iba rin yung gas constant ng hydrogen gas, nitrogen gas. Iba-iba yung mga gas constant niyan. Okay? And yung gas constant natin dito can be computed by this. Okay? So, yung R bar natin is equal to 8.314 kilojoule per kilogram degree Kelvin all over MW, or that's your molecular weight. Pero take note po, yung molecular weight natin dito, this must be unitless. So hindi nyo ikakabit yung gram per mole. Okay? Pero ikakabit nyo yung numerical value pero yung um, gram per mole iaano nyo na siya, itatrancate or i-delete sa ating solution. Okay? So this is for SI. For English naman, so that is 1545 pound force feet per pound mass degree Rankine all over your molecular weight. And also, this must be unitless. Hindi ka maglalagay ng gram per mole. Unitless lang siya. Okay? Numerical value lang. So kapag naka-BTU naman or British Thermal Unit, so yung ating R bar is 1.986 BTU per pound mass degree Rankine all over your molecular weight. And this must be unitless. Also, wala siyang gram per mole. Okay? So, paki-take note ito. Okay? So, yan lang naman yung nagbago dyan. Yung M, mass. Then, yung ating R is gas constant. And take note po, unit analysis ang kailangan natin dito. Dapat mag um, mag-swak yung mga units natin. So, syempre, kung SI, dapat SI yung mga masses natin, pressure natin, volume natin. Okay, so para mag-swak ito. Okay? So, paki-take note na lang yung mga ano natin, R natin dito. Sige, punta na tayo sa next problem. Number 18. So, an automobile tire contains 3,730 cubic inches of air. Take note po, air. Paki-take note lang po, ang molecular weight ng air is equal to 29. Ayan, paki-take note yan. Note, okay? Ayan. So, balikan natin yung problem. An automobile tire contains 3,730 cubic inches of air. So, yung V natin is 3,730 inches cube of air. And this is at 32 psig. Your G here dictates that this is gauge pressure. And kapag naka-gauge pressure siya, so sundin pa rin natin yung nasa gas laws natin. So dapat naka-absolute. So kapag hindi siya naka-absolute, you convert na. Okay? So anong gagawin dito? Yung pressure natin is gawin nating absolute. So therefore, this is now 32 plus 14.7 psi. So therefore, this is now equal to 32 plus 14.7 is equal to 46.7. Okay? So, absolute pressure na yan. And yung temperature natin dito is 80 degree Fahrenheit. So, convert pa natin yan sa, okay, Rankine. So, mag plus 460 tayo para maging Rankine. So, 80 plus 460. So, this is equal to 540 degree Rankine. Okay? So, yan yung mga ano natin, mga units natin dito. So, what mass of air is in the tire? So, ano daw yung mass natin? So, paano natin isosolve ito? So, we will use your ideal gas law dito. Okay? So, using your ideal gas law, bakit ideal gas law? Kasi nire-relate niya yung ating temperature, pressure, and volume and also for the mass of the gas. Okay? So that is now PV is equal to MR bar times T. Okay? Ayan. So take note po, ang ating absolute pressure is 46.7 7, PSIA. Ano pa ba ang PSIA or PSI? So this is pound force per square inches. Okay? So in-expand ko lang yung unit natin dito, pound force over square inches multiplied by our volume. Ano ba yung volume natin? So that is 3730 inches cube. So swak naman yan na. Okay? So, swak yung units natin. So, wala tayong problema dyan. So, is equal to the mass multiplied by your R. But what's your R? So, that is now, okay, 1545 pound force feet over pound mass degree Rankine all over your molecular weight na 29. Okay? Pero hindi natin lalagyan ng gram per mole. Okay? Ayan. So, multiplied by your temperature that is 540 degree Rankine. Okay, so ano yung mga magka-cancel dito? Unit analysis lang ang kailangan natin dito, no? So, pound force, ano pa? Okay, yung Rankine at saka Rankine, ano pa? Okay, inches squared. So, inches cube, may matitira pang isang inches dyan. But however, hindi pa swak yung units kasi may inches ka pa dyan at saka foot. Okay? So, we need to convert this pa. Okay? So, take note, dito na lang tayo mag-convert sa left side. So, that is now in 1 foot, that is 12 inches. Okay? So, anong mga magka-cancel? Okay, inches dito, magka-cancel pa yung inches dito. Then ano pa? Yung foot at saka yung foot dito sa kabila. So leaving now pound mass which is a unit of mass. Tama po ba? Okay, so therefore this is now 46.7 all over 12 times 3730 is equal to x multiplied by 1545 divided by 29 times 540. So shape solve for x. So that is now, okay, 0.5046 pound mass or pounds. 0.5046 pound mass. Letter B. Okay? So take note lang dito sa ideal gas law, kailangan nating mag-convert. Kailangan nating unit analysis. Okay? So, dapat practicein ninyong mag-unit analysis, no? Para hindi kayo maiwan. Okay? Sige. Next tayo, number 19. So, calculate the volume. Ano daw yung volume? Okay? Of a 8.4 grams. So, mass natin is 8.4 grams. And this is at temperature that is equal to 100 degrees Celsius and your P that is 800 to. Given that yung substance natin or yung gas natin is nitrogen gas or N2. Okay? So, since meron tayong mass na dito, okay, and meron na tayong molecules dito, na nitrogen gas. So, nasa sa inyo kung pwede natin gamitin yung PVC equal to MRT. Pwede to, pwede rin ito. So, PVC equal to NRT. Alin man dito sa dalawang to. Okay? So, for the benefit of the doubt, gamitin na lang natin tong pang-chemistry. Okay? Kasi kapag nag-MRT tayo dito, medyo marami pa tayong i-convert. Okay? So, yung 100 degrees Celsius, i-convert pa natin. yung ating torr, i-convert pa natin. Kasi nga, ang ating final unit dito na volume is liters. Kaya maghanap ka ng mas malapit sa liters. Okay? At yung R natin dito, so kapag ginamit natin yung pang chemistry, so meron yung liter atmosphere. Tama po ba? 0.0821 liter atmosphere per mole Kelvin. So gamitin na lang natin tong nRT. Okay? So therefore, using your ideal gas law, so PV is equal to nRT. So this is now equal to 800 torr multiplied your V is equal to N. So ano yung N natin dito? But what's your N? So that is mass over molecular weight. So take note po yung molecular weight natin dito. So with ano yan no, with unit, so gram per mole. So therefore this is now 8.4 grams all over molecular weight. Take note po N2. So ano po ba yung molecular weight ng nitrogen? So that is 14 times 2. And this is equal to 28. So this is 28 gram per mole multiplied by your R. So that is now 0.0821 liter atmosphere per mole Kelvin multiplied by your temperature that is 100. Pero gagawin pa natin yang absolute. Okay? So plus natin dito ng 273 Kelvin. Okay? So ano mga magka-cancel dito? Okay, so gram, gram, ano pa? Mole at saka mole, Kelvin, Kelvin. But however, ang problema natin dito is yung torr at saka atmosphere dito. Ang gawin na lang natin, i-convert pa natin tong torr into atmosphere. So mag-multiply tayo dito. Take note po, in 1 atmosphere, that is 760 torr. Ganyan talaga, no? Medyo mahaba-haba lang yung conversions natin. So, pero pag nasanay kayo dito, maraming subjects sa ESAS ang sisiw sa inyo. Okay, lalo na sa computation. So, ano pa magka-cancel dito? Atmosphere, tapos atmosphere. So, matitira, liters na lang. Okay, so which is yun yung gusto nating sagot, no? Liters. So, therefore, what's now your V in liters? So, that is 800 divided by 760 times x is equal to 8.4 divided by 28 multiplied by 0.0821 times 373. So 100 plus 273 is 373. So solve for x. So this is equal to 8.73. So 8.73 liters. And this is letter C. Okay? So next tayo, number 20. So last problem for um, ideal gas law. So if air is at pressure P, so given yung air yung ating ano dito, gas. So yung pressure daw natin is 3,200 pound force per square foot. Temperature, so wala na tayong problema dito. This is in degree Rankine, 800 degree Rankine. Ano daw yung specific volume natin dito? Take note, may bagong word tayo dito. Specific volume. Okay? So ano ba ang specific volume? This is only just the reciprocal ng mass density. Density. So kung reciprocal siya ng mass density, ano ba ang mass density? So this is equal to mass over volume, di ba? Kung reciprocal ng mass density, so this is now equal to volume over mass. Or that is V over M. Okay? So kabaliktaran ng mass density. Okay? So therefore, kung V over M yung gusto natin and i-relate pa natin yung pressure at saka temperature, so gamit na lang tayo ng ideal gas law. Kasi may mass at saka ano doon, volume, di ba? So that is now PV is equal to M R bar times T. Okay, yan na lang gamitin natin since English yung mga units natin. So, para makakuha tayo dito ng V over M, kasi yun yung gusto natin makuha, specific volume, di ba? So, yan natin to. Okay? I-derive natin dito yung V over M. Okay? Para makakuha tayo ng ating V over M, i-divide natin to ng mass. Okay? Para ma-isolate yung V over M, i-divide pa natin to ng P. So therefore, ano magka-cancel? P at saka M. So therefore, this is now V over M is equal to R bar times T over pressure. So this is now your specific volume. Okay? So specific volume yan. So yung may V dito na pa ganyan. So that's specific volume. Okay? So sige, kunin na natin yung specific volume natin. So this is now R bar. So since ang ginamit natin dito is naka-English siya, so gamitan natin ng 1545. So that is now 1545 pound force feet over pound mass degree Rankine divided by since air molecular weight ng air that is 2029. Okay? Times yung temperature natin. So that is now 800 degree Rankine all over pressure. Ano yung pressure natin? 3,200 pound force over feet squared. So ano mga magka-cancel dito? Okay. Okay yung pound force natin. Cancel yan. Ano pa? Okay, yung ating Rankine, cancel. Tataas itong feet squared. Okay, magsasama dito sa feet sa taas. So, this is now equal to specific volume. So, 1545 divided by 29 times 800 all over 3,200. So, this is equal to 13.32. 13.32. This is cubic foot, feet cube, no? All over pound mass. Okay? So therefore, the answer is letter B. Okay?